Today on Drawbli,
I am drawing Firefighters.
Hey, I'm Ben.
And I'm Abby.
And we are drawing together because art is better with friends.
So click that subscribe button if you're new around here.
And check out our guidebook on daily drawing, link below.
So why am I drawing Firefighters?
I don't know.
As you can see here, it's not because when you Google firefighters, you automatically get like all these sexy photos of like firefighters looking hot. Obviously, that was not my prerogative.
Love
and this
me a
proves
firefighter.
it, right? Okay, we've gotten that out of the way.
You are drawing firefighters because of an art challenge, right?
Yeah, I saw an art challenge on Instagram put on by a lovely young artist called imawonder, who you have collabed with.
I know
in the past.
imawonder, yeah.
And you sculpted her incredible OC character, Girl Boss, who's pink hair and like a blue and pink outfit. And she put out a challenge saying, well, create a frenemy for my Girl Boss character.
Ooh, a frienemy.
And I was at work and kind of in that feverish stage of mid-exhaustion, but the morning is just getting going, so I have some like morning energy. And so my brain's going a mile a minute, so I'm like, patience, wait a minute. No.
Who would be the frenemy of a girl boss and you landed on fire?
Well, okay, so I landed on kind of a guy who's a bit full of himself. And he's a bit of a delinquent himself in some ways, but he's a little bit older than her, so he's kind of growing out of it in his mind.
I think of firefighters as self-sacrificing.
So they are, and he's a trainee firefighter, and he has a lot to learn.
He's just,
But
okay, that makes a lot of sense.
Now that he's a trainee, he thinks he's over that kid stuff, and he's always like telling her like how mature he is. So I worry I strayed a little bit from frenemy to like, you know, will they, won't they kind of vein.
I think that's
like,
what a frenemy is.
Yeah, it could be. If it's that's true. That's true. So he's kind of full of himself, but he's also like probably actually gonna grow out of being such a like full of himself guy as he gets more into firefighting.
Men mature a lot slower than women.
Yeah, there's a reason in my 20s I did not date other 20-year-olds. I did not care for that population of men. But since the Girl Boss character appears to be set in Japan, I went ahead and looked up photos of Japanese firefighters.
Ooh.
And this is what I found, and I gave him kind of a cool face because I thought,
yeah, I love his
handsome.
face. He looks awesome.
Yeah. Now, the whole thing did get away from me a little bit because I had looked up, actually, I created a whole Pinterest board that was all like male character inspiration for this. And I had...
Oh, he's a Tokyo firefighter. He's got the Tokyo kanji on his
Oh,
helmet.
what? That's awesome. Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, he's a Tokyo firefighter. And it did get a little away from me where I did draw more firefighters, but I ended up doing my last drawing as this awesome fire woman who I decided is probably his boss and who will ultimately help guide him out of his
And I have seen that one, and it
foolishness.
is amazing. That the final drawing after this one, so good.
Yeah, well, there's this one and then one more and then that one. So you have to stick with me for this because the Firewoman is actually one of my favorite pieces I've created in a while.
Of all time.
And not only did I create it, but I also used your brush pack spellbook.
Oh my, the famous Ben spellbook.
Yes, with brushes with such names as Prestidigitation and Alchemy.
Yeah.
And actually Prestidigitation is one of my favorite brushes in the brush pack for like putting in color and texture.
I'm glad you like it.
So kudos to you. Yes, fantastic work there.
Top secret brush pack. Only available for true fans of Drawbli.
Yes, if you are a true fan of Drawbli.
If you can comment below with the secret phrase, you too can have the brush pack.
Did you just offer your brush pack for free?
It
sounds like
they
you
have
did.
to know the secret
There is
phrase.
no secret phrase.
There is, and if they type it correct.
Don't be misleading.
I like this guy's face. This is cool.
I do too. I loved how all the colors turned out, and my I think what is it? A line of termination between the light and shadow. I intentionally made that like a deeply saturated orange, which I felt very proud of because that's a thing artists do. And
Feel proud?
I do feel proud.
Feeling proud of something the artist did?
Well, apparently. And then this was my token
Abby,
sexy photo.
Abby.
But like everything you Google about firefighters is stuff like this.
Uh-huh.
He didn't
I'm
have
everything. I'm
pretty
so
much.
sure.
Go Google
Tisk,
firefighters.
tisk, taste.
Go. I challenge you to.
We need to roast Abby in the comments.
I thought it would be a good anatomy study. I've always wanted to be able to draw torsos in such a cool way as other artists draw them, and I figure to be able to draw them well in the future, I have to be content with drawing them badly now.
Your clothing in like folds is amazing.
I love drawing clothing in folds. I love giving them sharp angles and allowing them to be kind of sharp looking. I drew a face from imagination, which turned out as well as you could imagine, and then I started...
No, it looks cool.
I ended on this one with trying to make his hair different than how it is now, and then I got bored and like wandered away. So it's kind of like...
As most art, I feel like most art goes that way of like, nah, I've kind of grown tired of this one.
Yes. I want to hear from people like, we're so lucky. You know, we have each other to keep us accountable, and we have Drawbli to keep us pushing. But it was always hard for me before Drawbli because it was so easy for me as somebody who has like many interests pulling in many different directions to stick with a thing.
But now you're like, Ben will be upset if I
don't
bring new drawings.
And no. It's just it's nice to just have something to work for, you know, to like to aspire for. And even if I can't, that isn't always enough to get me like really drawing and really going. It is something.
True.
So yeah, there's my sexy version of the firefighter with hair
We
that...
can't let our audience know that we stop drawing every once in a while. We must continue.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so this is the one that you spent a really long time on?
Yes. Sadly, some of the footage did go missing. So the drawing is here, the background painting is here, and then I lost a lot of the footage of painting her,
Oh, that's
like
okay.
the colors. But I think it's actually, for me, it's still fun to rewatch. I like that her head is small in comparison with her body, which is how I drew her, and it makes her feel like larger than life a little bit. So I thought this was a good boss for this trainee frenemy guy, you know, somebody.
And a good boss drawing, like boss level, you know?
Oh, yeah.
It's like an extra hard one.
This was fun to do because I was on vacation. I had to take 2 weeks of PTO.
You had to, that's right.
It was use it or lose it.
Abby just doesn't use her vacation, so her job forces her to.
Nobody forced me. I did say to my boss, like, I have to schedule PTO. But I intentionally didn't go anywhere or do anything besides just allow myself to plunge headlong into all my hobbies all at once, in which case I sewed a dress and I made a lot of sourdough and, you know, planted seeds and
now we're at the end of that 2-week stint. How do you feel?
like I wish it could go on forever, but also like I've also had like windows of time where I'm just like, what is there? There's nothing here for me.
Oh my.
I was like, oh, this is wasted on me. I just do nothing. It's so hard. I feel like I'm a child and I am also simultaneously tasked with babysitting myself and keeping myself endlessly entertained.
I mean, that is what being an adult is.
I know, but it's like...
Babysitting yourself.
I know. Well, when you babysit, you specifically, as opposed to just like letting kids exist, you're kind of like, I think I have to entertain these kids the whole time. And it can be kind of exhausting.
So you're creating little mini games for yourself. Like, oh, we gotta chop these carrots in exactly the same size. You know, a little mini game, keep yourself entertained.
That is not that.
Sounds like fun.
Sure.
That's how I mean, that's what I
mean,
do.
sometimes I start the day by just saying, well, let me make a 2-hour meal, a soup for later, and a breakfast, which is how a couple of these days have gone.
I just can't imagine spending 2 hours making a meal every day.
It is kind of, well, a lot, when I do that, it's usually something we can eat off of multiple times, you know, like a soup, and I make enough.
And I greatly appreciate that you
Aw.
spend 2 hours making us meals, but I
It's purely because I like to try new things, and it's usually because I'm trying a new recipe and putting something together, like that miso glazed salmon from the other day.
that was very good.
Yes.
Why are you looking at me like that? Did I do something? Did I eat it or something? Like, why are you looking at me like that?
Well, it was meant to broil, and it was sautéed.
Oh, yes. I because I cooked it differently.
Yes, I was just a little sad because I put a lot of it just took me a long time to acquire all these weird ingredients.
And why did I get the job of cooking it?
Because you offered.
I think you were busy doing something.
I was sewing, but you did offer. We're gonna hash this out now.
Oh, okay.
No,
You say so.
It was actually still really delicious, and you could still pick up on all the ginger and lemon zest, and it was a little just more, the blackening than the broiling. But it was still very yummy, and I appreciate you sauteing it.
Yeah, I can tell. I can tell you appreciated me cooking that for you very well. I'm glad that you feel that way.
I'm glad I feel that way too.
And I'm glad that your drawing turned out so well.
Thank you.
Seriously, this one is really cool.
This is still, again, these are my favorite brushes of yours, the Prestidigitation, and I believe it's either Alchemy or it's another one of a similar magical name. Sorry we missed all the painting of the lady, but nonetheless, great fun to do this because
great fun.
I let myself take all the time in the world to make it the way I wanted it to look.
Did you spend a long time on this one?
I did. This might have been about 4 hours of work.
Well, it definitely turned out really well. This is so cool.
Thank you.
I think this is maybe your best painting yet on Drawbli.
Oh, you think so?
Maybe.
It could be.
It's up there. This is top 5 for me.
It is a banger. Yeah, I'm pretty pleased with it. But hey, it turns out you just needed the right brushes.
And it's all thanks to my secret brushes.
It's exactly what I'm saying.
If you type in the comments below with the secret code, you too can have them.
There's no secret code.
I'm going to tell everyone the secret code after the post-credits.
No,
sequence.
you are not.
Post-credits?
Don't.
What are we, a Marvel movie?
We do have post-credits.
Well, we don't even have credits. But if you want to have credits, click that like and subscribe button.
And check out our guidebook, How to Easily Draw Every Day, at the link below in the description.
And this is the part where we say...
Goodbye.
Goomba. Okay, everybody who sticked around, it's time for the secret code.
People.
If you type down below in the comments this secret phrase, you can get my spellbook brush pack for free, which isn't even online yet.
You can get my spellbook brush pass for free, which isn't even online yet.
And the code is...